Unit 9. India's Foreign Policy. As we all know that in the modern world, every independent nation has its own foreign policy. That means there is a foreign policy and no country can live in isolation. For example, if a country faces freedom at risk or justice is threatened or where aggression takes place, so the main policy of the country is not to be neutral in such situation, but one thing they have to maintain is its own policy to preserve and establish peace in such ground. In such situation, India has its own policy known as foreign policy. So let's know what is foreign policy. The policy which has been followed by India with other sovereign country. So foreign policy is the policy which has been followed by the Indian with other sovereign countries is known as foreign policy. India too has its own foreign policies and it serves major goals like national interest and enlightened global concerns like peaceful coexistence, world economic development, human rights and justice for all. Next, we all know that India got freedom only with the Gandhian ideal of peace and non-violence. Likewise, our Indian foreign policy is based mainly on Gandhian ideals of peace and non-violence. Now let us know how these Indians know regarding foreign policy in ancient period. The roots of Indian foreign policy are found in ancient period, particularly in Buddhist literature and Kautilya's Arthashastra. Even Kautilya explains Mitra or Allah in Saptanga theory. So, what is Saptanga theory? According to Kautilya, there are 7 theories relating to a state that are Swami, the ruler, Amatya, minister, Janapada, population, Durga, fort, Kosha, treasury, Danda, army and Mitra. Mitra means friends or allies. So here in Mitra, Kautilya explains the topic of foreign policy and external sovereignty of the state. Also, his Mandala doctrine deals with the idea of balance of power among the countries. So, students, what is balance of power? They have studied in international relations system. Balance of power is a situation in which the state of the world have roughly equal power. Or in simple meaning, it is equal distribution of power. Other than that, let us know about some important historical instances of foreign policies in India. That are Chandragupta Maurya's alliance with King Parvatika and Samudragupta's fame which extended across the ocean with his military campaign and conquest. Next, Tipu Sultan of Mysore sought military help from Napoleon Bonaparte of France to fight against the British. So students, these are some of the important historical instances of a foreign policy in ancient India. As year passed, the Indian National Congress (INC) was found in 1885 to fight against British imperialism. So, as per the first session of Indian National Congress, a resolution was passed against British aggression on Burma. Later in 1892, Indian National Congress criticized the British military activities within the national territory of India. Later in 1904, these Britishers want to use India as its base for launching attack, means to start a war on Tibet, Afghanistan, other countries, but India opposed that. Next, Indian National Congress declared its support to Irish freedom struggle and evolved its own international perspective. That means Indian National Congress gave its support to whom? Irish freedom struggle and developed its own international perspective by establishing policies in the Foreign Affairs Department under the leadership of Mahatma Gandhi, Chakravarti Rajagopalachari, V.K. Krishna Menon, Dr. Rama Manohar Lohia. And in this Foreign Affairs Department, Jawaharlal Nehru was its chief spokesman. Thus, the Indian foreign policy was given a concrete shape. In 1923, the Indian National Congress held a conference at Delhi. In that conference, they have adopted a historical resolution, means historical decision, by declaring that the foreign policy of British government in India did not represent the opinion of Indians. By that means the succeeding session of International Congress, the series of resolutions, the series of decisions were passed against British imperialism in India. As year passed, later on in 1927, Pandit Nehru's participation in the Conference of Anti-Imperialistic League held at Brussels, that's in Belgium, was a landmark in Indian foreign policy. Then Nehru's historical presidential address, that means what? His speech at Faizapur. Faizapur is at Maharashtra Congress session in 1936 to 37 has been focused him as a great leader. He concretized the idea of Gandhi into India's foreign policy. We all know that the ideas of Gandhi is peace and non-violence. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru emerged as the architect of Indian foreign policy. Reason because due to his untiring means energetic intellectual statesmanship. You can expect one question: who is the architect of Indian foreign policy? The answer is Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. These ideas are incorporated. These ideas include the ideas of Gandhi is incorporated into directive principles of state policy in Article 51 of the Indian Constitution. States that to endeavor to promote international peace and security, to maintain just and honorable relation between the nation, to foster respect for international law and treaty obligation, and to encourage settlement of international disputes and arbitration. In simple meaning, it tells that try to promote international peace and security by maintaining just and honorable relation between the nation, to encourage respect for international law and treaty obligation, and to encourage settlement of international dispute by arbitration. Arbitration means judgment. There are two definitions regarding Indian foreign policies. According to I.K. Gujarat, Indian foreign policy is not foreign. It is totally Indian and is rooted in India's realities. And another, according to Gladstone, the first condition of a good foreign policy is good domestic policy.